ready to claim my legacy as a firefighter.
Fire Country, October 18th, part of CBS Premiere Week on CBS.
If you're missing the humid heat, find a sauna. I'll tell you which day, though, will be our hottest, plus when the next round of rain drops. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Vice President Kamala Harris is reportedly set to name her running mate for the 2024 presidential election tomorrow. We'll break down who are the current favorites. Plus, with the Michigan primary election tomorrow, we hear from the top Democrats and Republicans in the state about what they're hoping to see at the polls and how it could affect legislation in the future. And the North Dickinson School District continues their search for a superintendent. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
News at 11.
Well, I for one am loving these temperatures, Air. Everyone tells me I should enjoy the warmer ones, but right now I think it's pretty perfect for me. And how long can we expect that to continue?
I mean, you enjoy whatever you want, but definitely, yes, we do like the warmer temperatures. I dig these 70s that we've got going on. Tonight, right now, though, we do have some showers down south here. Basically, Menominee County, maybe along that lake shore as well, down along the southern range. Those temperatures, though, tonight will be dipping down into the 50s. And as Kevin mentioned, we've got some cool ones on the way. I'll go over all of that, though, after the break.
All right, thank you, Air. And Vice President Kamala Harris is closing in on a decision for a presidential running mate. It's her first big move since locking up the Democratic Party nomination following President Biden's historic decision to drop out of the presidential race. Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
President Biden and Vice President Harris were briefed on the crisis in the Middle East Monday as she continued to mull over who should be her running mate. CBS News has learned Harris is expected to formally announce her pick Tuesday morning and release a video introducing voters to her choice.
I'm just am who I am and put it out there.
On Sunday, Harris held meetings with the leading contenders at her Washington home. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro.
Anything on the Veep stakes yet?
I got nothing for you, man.
Following the decision, the newly minted ticket is expected to set out on a 7-state battleground tour beginning in Pennsylvania, where 19 electoral votes are up for grabs.
She's ultra-left, ultra-radical.
Earlier in the day, former President Donald Trump weighed in on the Veep stakes on a live stream interview with YouTuber Aiden Ross.
All of the people that she's looking at are considered much better than her. These were people that were thinking about running. They would have run.
Trump also dubbed Monday's stock market drop the Kamala crash at least 5 times on Truth Social, a phrase he first started testing out last week.
If Harris wins this election, you will quickly have a Kamala economic crash.
3 months to the presidential election, a new CBS News poll finds Harris and Trump now essentially tied across the battleground states as well as nationally. Voters are still far more likely to say Trump's policies will leave them financially better off.
It's still unclear when and if Harris and Trump will face off in a televised presidential debate. Trump says he's agreed to an offer from Fox News to debate Harris on September 4th, while the Harris campaign says it will stick to the original plan for an ABC News debate on September 10th. And primary election day is tomorrow, and no matter your political party, one thing both sides agree on is just how important their races will be in determining the balance of power in Lansing. Al Myers takes a look at what's at stake.
What it really provides you an opportunity is you have to negotiate.
That's Republican State Party Chair Pete Hoekstra, who tells me winning back the Michigan State House would provide Republicans greater sway, even if Democrats maintain control of the Senate and the governorship.
Obviously, you need to keep government running, but what you want to do is you want to start steering the ship in a better direction for the people of Michigan. You also have the opportunity then to lay down the platform that will say for 2026, Here are the policies that we as Republicans would put in place.
Hoekstra tells me he's also looking forward to seeing the outcome of federal Senate and congressional races. For Democrats, State Chair Lavora Barnes tells me this upcoming general election is about maintaining control and preventing rollbacks of work Democrats have done while in the majority.
We know that if we don't hold on to this House majority, we run the risk of having the MAGA Republicans take over and roll back all the hard work that this Democratic trifecta has done. So it's very important to us that we win the state house.
Barnes tells me if given another term in the majority, she hopes to see Democrats lead on issues like environmental protection and the economy.
They've done unprecedented work in funding education and other things in the budget that they want to continue to do. They have a large plate of things that they'd like to continue to do on behalf of Michiganders, and we need to give them that opportunity to continue the good work.
Despite a quiet early voting period, local clerks are hopeful for a good turnout. In Ford River Township, absentee ballot numbers were higher, with the clerk's office sending out 394 ballots. Only 235 were returned as of this morning. However, absentee voters can still submit their ballots in person on Election Day. Turnout for primary elections is often lower than November general elections, but the clerk says primaries are a critical part of the election cycle.
Really important that everybody vote and get their voice heard. The race for the county commissioners is really important for voters because they're narrowing down the candidates for that election. We're hoping that more voters turn out this time.
We will be live in the UP tomorrow with election coverage, and you can stay tuned here and on our website for results as they come in. A Washington, D.C. nonprofit is working to keep up efforts supporting the war in Ukraine. The German Marshall Fund is hosting a whistle-stop tour around the Midwest. The group stopped in Grand Rapids last week to talk with veterans and local refugee groups. The fund's president says finding groups in your local community that support refugees can help. She's also urging people to talk with their representatives about supporting the war to keep the conversation open.
So we really open conversations, we share information, we help connect people, because what we want to do is send a message of hope to the Ukrainian people and support them in winning the war.
We have links to Michigan refugee organizations up on our website and mobile news app. Over the weekend, the 107th Engineer Battalion of Michigan's Army National Guard celebrated its 62nd annual reunion. It took place at the Kingsford Armory, bringing together current and former members. Members honored the battalion's history, shared stories, and strengthened bonds across generations. With upcoming meetings in Lansing, they're hoping to ensure a strong future for the UP's National Guardsmen.
Big meeting next week at our state Joint Force headquarters, where will be state-level leadership, both the Michigan National Guard and the Department of Natural Resources, talking about a campaign plan for how we can continue to better our community's access to natural park resources in the future.
The captain says the state meeting will include plans to partner with the Michigan Department of Natural Resources, extending through the year 2026. North Dickinson County Schools is currently searching for a full-time superintendent. The job posting has been up for about a month, and while there is significant interest, the interim superintendent will remain until September 3rd to ensure a smooth transition for the school. The district hopes to fill the position by the Tuesday after Labor Day. Interim Superintendent Mary Brayak is emphasizing the district's commitment to community involvement with multiple outreach efforts, including an online survey for stakeholders.
Is an online survey that was up for about 2 weeks, and they go on and they can talk about who they are, where they live, if they're, students in the district, ages of those students, if they work in the district, characteristics they'd like the board to look at or look for in a new superintendent.
The job posting closes at 4 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Airhead, your first warning weather coming up after the break. Plus, Tropical Storm Debbie is hitting the southeastern United States hard. We'll take you to Florida to see how families are holding out. And today was absolutely dismal on the stock market. We'll have the latest on why some believe the economy is heading towards a recession. We'll be right back.
Amy Doyle reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News. A world at your fingertips gives you the advantage. Scan this right now. weather, local news, community events, amazing video. It's cool. It's all yours. It's free. And it's on demand. Do it. Download the app from 19 News. Now you know.
With Jen Hill's support, our public schools are better funded and more equipped to provide our kids with the education they deserve.
Jen Hill is working to lower the cost of healthcare, including prescription drugs.
Jen Hill's care for our land, air, and water make the UP a great place to live, work, and thrive.
Our beautiful region deserves a strong advocate in Lansing. I'm Jen Hill, and I've been working hard to make sure the Upper Peninsula gets the support it deserves. Vote for me on August 6th.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to
Spend too
overindulge.
much and won't be able to pay your rent. That's the problem.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Powerful.
I don't know where you've been, but you're going to respect this courtroom. I'm going to throw you out real quick.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
It's hilarious. Hidden camera. Hijinks. Just for laughs, gags.
I'm Rachel Knapp. Watch my reports live from Washington, only on 19 News.
Now, award-winning WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with Air Stasic.
Might not be a live shot, but this is pretty much what is happening outside. We've got lots of cloud coverage, and then there are some rain showers down in the southern portion of the UP, mainly Menominee County and along that Wisconsin border. Temperatures right now in those 60s, dropping into the 50s. As you can see, Iron Mountain's current temperature around 58 degrees. The good news is the winds are fairly light still, so no trash cans blowing around it if it is your garbage night. We do have more chances of rain coming this week. We're looking at Wednesday evening, maybe Thursday, possibly even Friday. And then our temp trend is in the 70s, which is normally where I dig it. Hot beach days, or the best beach days, would be probably Wednesday and Sunday, as those temperatures are going to be warmer and more sunshine, less chances of showers. But taking a look at the past couple of hours, we've definitely had some storms, nothing like what the south is seeing with Debbie, but we have had some thunderstorms in the far western portion of Wisconsin, a few showers, maybe some thunder in the southern portion of the UP here. And as I mentioned, current conditions with the radar showing that that light rain is focused down there in Menominee. Overall, though, we're pretty cool tonight. Our low in Marquette around 61. Check out Ironwood, 49, a little bit warmer over there in Iron River with a low of 52, but it is going to be chilly this evening into tomorrow, especially the early morning hours, I should say. There is a moderate swim or rip current risk here in Marquette County, basically along the Lake Superior beaches and shorelines. So best idea is maybe to head to Elder County or go to an inland lake or maybe a pool, because it is going to be a little bit brisk out there. Our high tomorrow, though, is 71 degrees. The good news is also that UV index is very low, so 60 minutes as far as sunburn time, but look at that sunshine. We've got that throughout the day, fairly clear skies, and that high expected to be around 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't forget, it is our primary election day in Escanaba. Our high will be around 75, a little bit warmer in Iron Mountain, definitely cooler along Superior shorelines. And remember, those polls close at 8 p.m. local time, so Eastern or Central time zone. Make sure you're checking your watches for that. We're looking at mostly sunny skies for the majority of the UP. A little bit of cloud coverage over here in Manistee and St. Ignace. And then taking a look at our temperatures, we are super cool. As far as the summer goes, this week, our hottest day, I mentioned Wednesday, Houghton seeing around 79 degrees, similar down there in Iron Mountain, and then we'll drop back down for the rest of the week as well. Marquette County Fair, I've got the more information on that coming up in about 15 minutes, but we do have a slight chance of some afternoon showers and thunderstorms on Thursday when that fair kicks off.
All right, thank you, Aaron. As you said, it's not like Tropical Storm Debbie, which is slamming much of the southeast with historic rainfall and catastrophic flooding. More than a foot of rain has already fallen near Tampa, along with 6 feet of storm surge along Florida's Big Bend. With the storm expected to stall, even more catastrophic flooding is anticipated over the next several days in Georgia and the Carolinas. At least 5 deaths have been reported, 1 in Georgia, 4 in Florida, including a 13-year-old boy who died when a tree fell on his mobile home. A state of emergency has been declared in Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina after Debbie made landfall as a hurricane this morning. Both Tom Hansen and Christiane Benavides report.
When Hurricane Debbie roared ashore in Horseshoe Beach early this morning with pounding rain and 80-mile-per-hour winds, Jim and Sally Johnson were bracing for the worst.
The water was between here to here.
In a matter of hours, the home where they planned to retire was slammed by storm surge.
The house was shaking like we're in a plane in turbulence through most of the storm.
It's the second time in less than a year this tiny fishing village has been hit by hurricanes. A 1-2 punch from Idalia and now Debbie.
We just did not expect this again. You know, we're just shaking our heads over it.
It's sad, but we have a saying here. It's called horseshoe strong. And we help each other.
Much of the town is barricaded off so crews can clear the roads to allow residents back in. Those who stayed will be sitting in the dark tonight without electricity. Today, Governor Ron DeSantis said the state is mobilizing 3,500 National Guardsmen.
The Florida Division of Emergency Management has completed 435 storm-related missions, and they are currently in the process of completing another 400 more.
Debbie's next stop is Georgia.
I'm Christiane Benavides in Savannah, Georgia, which is already under a state of emergency. Residents here are bracing for impact and gathering sandbags at the very last minute, with Debbie just hours away. The storm is expected to dump historic levels of rainfall, up to 30 inches. City officials have implemented a curfew beginning at 10 p.m. tonight.
Your message to people that are taking this lightly?
Don't.
55 years.
You've lived here your whole life?
My whole entire life, yes.
Have you ever gotten sandbags for a storm?
No, this is my first time.
Savannah resident Vera Young's home flooded just last week during a thunderstorm. She's putting up sandbags and is gearing up to hunker down.
What goes through your mind hearing that it could potentially be up to 30 inches of rain in some areas? Scary, scared. Yeah, just scared. You know, doing all we can to prepare.
In other national headlines, a major drop in stock markets worldwide is furthering fears of a recession, but many experts are advising calm. Jolene Kent looks at what's behind the sell-off and what 401k investors should do.
The closing bell marked another major downturn on Wall Street. The Dow Jones fell more than 1,000 points, and the Nasdaq dropped significantly after investors dumped tech stocks. Many markets overseas also saw big losses. Japan's Nikkei index plunged 12%, its worst day since 1987.
I think there's a generalized concern.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger points to Friday's U.S. jobs report that showed hiring slowed more than expected. And there are signs Americans are spending less.
Put those two together and we say, okay, the economy is slowing down. We don't see a recession today, but the fear is that this could change pretty dramatically.
It's certainly not off the table.
Jonathan Corpina with Meridian Equity Partners says a recession is possible, but he also believes the overall economy remains strong and the market was due for a correction.
I will debate that our market probably moved too far too fast, and it's now pulling back into a range where it actually should be.
And experts say the average person does not need to panic.
If you are a long-term investor, take a deep breath. It is very scary, I get it. But if you're investing for decades in the future, you stay still, you do nothing. You try to maintain your game plan.
Wall Street wants to know the Federal Reserve's game plan. Last week, the central bank left interest rates unchanged in an attempt to bring inflation down further. Analysts now expect a significant rate cut next month to help boost the economy.
More news ahead for you here in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
She's very frank.
You should never start anything you're not prepared to finish.
Compassionate.
I see a family that still loves each other, and I'm glad to see it.
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
Tonight, Colbert's got Senator Bernie Sanders.
I accept your nomination.
Tonight on the Emmy-nominated Late Show.
Who will be there when there are voices that need to be heard? Who will be there when amazing rises up? Or a need for a warning comes falling down? Who will be our ears and our eyes? Will you? Start a career in the broadcasting industry. There's a whole world of opportunities waiting for you, whether it's on air as an anchor or reporter, or behind the scenes as a producer, engineer, sales rep, or more. Our close-knit team brings the truth to light, elevates voices, responds in times of need, encourages diversity, and builds community. Come be there as history unfolds to deliver the news, the information, and the entertainment that Michigan needs. Bring your talents and creativity to the broadcasting industry. Be there. Go to BeThereMichigan.com to get started.
The UP is a great place, but sometimes the weather changes quickly. You'll always be ready with the WZMQ 19 mobile app. Available free right now from the App Store. Your local weather power tool from WZMQ 19. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. The UP State Fair begins 1 week from today, and attendees will notice a new look for one of the fair's attractions. The United Dairy Industry of Michigan contacted Escanaba artist Olivia Capadulupo to repaint the cooler in the Miracle of Life Pavilion. She took the cooler from white with red trim to black and white cow spots. A perfect look to host Cheese Lady Sarah Kaufman, who will be live carving a cheese sculpture during the fair.
Definitely represents what she does, and it doesn't get much more UP than carving cheese inside of a cow-spotted cooler. The UP State Fair is just about the biggest deal that there is in the summer, so I was so happy to be able to work on this project that my community is going to be able to come out and see and appreciate.
WZMQ 19 is a proud sponsor of the 2024 UP State Fair, and will have live coverage of all the fun beginning on August 12th. An annual bike race partnered with a Marquette brewery for a big anniversary. It's the annual Ore to Shore Mountain Bike Race's 25th year, and to celebrate, Ore Dock Brewery made a limited edition IPA called Epic. This race is a 48-mile point-to-point mountain bike race through Marquette. There is no age requirement. 400 volunteers will be there to ensure all riders are safe and on the path.
Watching the kids. We have about 400 kids each year, and a lot of them stick up. They come every year and keep coming back, and they go to longer and longer races. But they're definitely like just pure enthusiasm and fun.
Ore to Shore is on August 10th, and registration closes on August 9th. For more information, go to WZMQ19.com. Michigan State Police are speaking about the importance of National Night Out happening tomorrow. The free family-friendly night of community engagement takes place in cities across Michigan and nationwide. MSP's director emphasized how the event fosters police-community partnerships and neighborhood safety. Events take place here in Marquette, in Ironwood, and on the UP border in Aurora, Wisconsin. The event will feature safety demonstrations and youth activities.
I want to make sure that everyone can go out in the community, enjoy themselves, and we keep everything peaceful as we can. But we can't do that without the help of our wonderful Michiganders across the state. So whether you're in the UP or you're down there from where I'm from and here in Southeast Michigan, that is so important.
Grady credits the governor's recent efforts for a $75 million budget increase for law enforcement to help with crime reduction. The Lake Superior Theater in Marquette has a new production hitting the stage tomorrow night. Our John Truitt sat in on today's rehearsal.
The Prom, an award-winning Broadway musical comedy, is kicking off a 2-week run at the Lake Superior Theater, located on the lakefront adjacent to Matson Lower Harbor Park. I sat down with one of the stars of the show, Tony Biacco, for an inside look at this new production.
4 Broadway actors who get a bad review on their musical they're doing called Eleanor, and the New York Times just crucifies them in their musical. So they decide to find a cause in the country to take on to deflect this bad review to get them some good press. So they find out about this situation in a small town in Indiana where a girl is not allowed to go to the prom with their girlfriends. So they're going to settle that injustice.
The Prom draws heavily on real-life events for its inspiration and has been nominated for 6 Tony Awards, including Best Musical in 2019. It has also been turned into a book and a movie.
It was originally a Broadway show, but then it was a movie with Meryl Streep in it on Netflix. So
Biacco believes The Prom will make us laugh and cry, all while making us think about truly important societal issues.
It's a very entertaining, fun show. The audience will laugh a lot, and then all of a sudden there's some really serious coming together moments that makes it very inspirational as well.
The Prom will play Tuesday through Friday this week and next, with a matinee performance this Sunday, the 11th. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit our website, WZMQ19.com. In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
One of the sponsors of the play, Applebee's, will give theatergoers 10% off their next visit with their ticket stub. And restaurant owners are used to serving others, but for one man, the community he serves turned the tables and helped him in a time of need. Donnie Bacchus shares a story of a community rallying around a restaurant that was on the chopping block.
We got a few racks of beef short ribs that we got to cook.
The scent of Brad Cooper's smoked meats has lingered in the air in Lemon Grove, California for more than a decade.
We call them sweetbacks.
He started Coop's West Texas Barbecue to bring a taste of the food he loves to the West Coast.
I put everything I had into this business.
But he says the last few years have been a struggle.
23 was probably the worst year that we had ever faced in all our years, and 2024 wasn't starting out any better.
With the rising cost of food and slow business, Brad says he just couldn't keep up. He was ready to close his doors for good until the community stepped up in a way he wasn't expecting.
Anytime anybody asks me what I do for barbecue, it's here.
Maisha Williams is one of the restaurant's loyal customers.
I saw the sign that they were closing, and in that moment, I just kind of started to shed, I literally shed tears. I was like, this place is monumental.
When she and others found out Coop's was closing, they weren't going to let it go without one last taste.
It was crazy. I mean, it was a line from the door all the way out to the street.
The weekend Coop's was set to close ended up being the best sales weekend the restaurant ever had.
I just kind of put my head down and his tears just started coming out. And when I came up, I was like, where y'all been, you know?
Brad now runs a weekend-only operation. And though he admits his financial struggles aren't over, the outpouring from the community has allowed him to continue to fire up the pit and smell what he hopes is longevity.
We'll have your final look at weather when we come back.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, TV Titan Shonda Rhimes.
Do you put yourself in any of the characters? If you want to know how I'm feeling, just watch the show.
Plus, from the cleaning lady, Elodie Young. Then the new doc, The 50, proves change is possible in prison.
This is true rehabilitation.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Tonight, Colbert's got Senator Bernie Sanders.
I accept your nomination.
Tonight on the Emmy-nominated Late Show.
Everyone loves the Great Lakes. They make you feel like dancing. A great place to celebrate is at the Marquette Maritime Museum. But your help is still needed. The new museum roof is now in place, but fundraising to pay for it continues. So kick up your heels and help by donating today. Simply go to WZMQ19.com and hit the Raise the Roof link. A public service message from the New Attitudes Dance Studios, the Marquette Maritime Museum, and WZMQ 19.
To catch him, they'll use every trick in the book.
Top investigators and police use the latest forensic science to uncover the truth and solve real cases. The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor.
The majority of us are expecting cloudy conditions tonight, but as you can see, Ontonagon and Lawrence with some clear skies. Those temperatures in the 50s, definitely cold along that Michigan-Wisconsin border. Tomorrow, if you're going fishing, baits, fish and tackle, fishing forecast looks like the best times are going to be early in the morning when there's a lot more cloud coverage and a very small chance of some sprinkles. We're talking around 6 a.m. and then that sun definitely coming out midday when you should maybe head over to the pool. Here in Marquette, we'll see some sunshine, especially around our afternoon and even into the dinner hours. And then taking a look at what's ahead for Escanaba the rest of the week. Lots of sunshine, maybe some sprinkles on Thursday and Friday.
Thanks, Aaron. This summer, a Delta County girl is making her community a better place, one treat at a time. About 2 months ago, Roxy West first set up Roxy Joe's Sweets, a stand where she sells lemonade, baked goods, and vegetables, all made with love. She originally started her stand to make money for a wristband for the UP State Fair, but Roxy Joe's Sweets became such a success that she's continued raising money to make care packages for the homeless and support local nonprofits like the Mission of Hope Glow Run over the weekend.
I think it's the right thing to do. That's what Jesus would tell me to do, to help the homeless, because like you don't just need to worry about yourself. Other people, they need help too. So I want to help other people too.
Roxy says she hopes to continue running the stand and supporting those in need.
Roxy, you are awesome.
She is awesome. What a fantastic story. Wanted to run that in the 6th. Didn't have time for it though. I'm glad we got it in here though, because she's doing a great job. You, Aaron? I think Sarah would be proud too. All right.
Absolutely.
We'll see you all tomorrow.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
Jen Hill is a strong advocate for mental health resources in schools.